So you're thinking about moving to Canton, Michigan. Well, in this video, we're gonna tour this $550,000 house behind me, show you all the bells and whistles and what $550 gets you here in Canton, Michigan. So you're thinking about moving to Canton, Michigan. Like I said in this video, we're gonna give you a tour of this beautiful $550,000 house behind me to show you a little bit about what $550 gets you here in Canton, Michigan. I'm gonna get into specifics of where Canton is, a little bit about the house, but before we do that, I wanna share a little bit of myself. If you haven't seen me, or if you're tuning into this video, my name is Matt Talbot, and my team and I cover real estate transactions, specifically in the residential space, all throughout Southeast Michigan. We help people from all over the world move here to Southeast Michigan, and we absolutely love it. We've sold over 500 homes in the last few years here. We get a lot of calls, texts, emails, people from reaching out from all over the country, from seeing these videos in our Facebook and other social platforms that want to move to the area, and they're looking for more information, and we're happy to get that set up at any time. So if you want a consultation, if you want a text, an email, a phone call, whatever works for you, go ahead and comment below, send us a DM, or hit the Calendly link here in YouTube, and you can go ahead and get that set up for today. Specifically, if you're looking to move in the next 3 to 12 months, a great time to reach out. We need a little bit of a runway to have the best success for you, to make sure that you're ready to purchase when the time comes. We're in Canton Township, Canton, Michigan, which is a suburb of Metro Detroit. It sits on the 275 corridor. We're about halfway between Ann Arbor and Detroit. I always say that when I'm talking about Plymouth, Canton, sometimes in Northville as well too. And it sits on the 275 corridor. So check out our other videos for how to get to and from Detroit and how to get around Metro Detroit. We have a lot of different videos that explain the different expressway systems, but we're on the 275 corridor, which runs north to south here on this part of town. And it's a fantastic location. So this home happens to sit in the Deer Creek subdivision. It's right off the Back Road and Ford Road, which are two pretty major roads, and we're tucked back in the sub here as well too. So you can shoot to the other side of the sub right on Back Road, go north and south. You can head down to M14. You can go south, you can go to Michigan Avenue and get east and west back to 275, which gets you to and from work. A lot of people here in Canton, work at Ford Motor Company or work downtown or work over in the Ann Arbor area because it's a very, very central location and pretty easy to get around. Additionally, here at this location, we're right off Ford Road, like I already mentioned. That's gonna be all your shopping and restaurants and all that stuff that Canton has, which is super, super great. And we're right off Beck Road as well. You're about 5 minutes to the high school, so right up the street. Actually, growing up in the area, a lot of friends that I knew back in the day lived in this subdivision. Some of their families still live here today. It's a great pocket of town. You're so close to all your schools, shopping, everything's super easy, and it's obviously beautiful. This house behind me, I think, is a great sample set of what 550,000, so mid 500s gets you here in Canton, and to be honest with you, in most really good suburbs here in Southeast Michigan. So Canton is a great area. It's very, very sought out. You're in Plymouth Canton schools, so I thought it would be a huge benefit for people moving to the area. 550 seems to be a pretty good sweet spot for a lot of people that are looking for this type of a house. So go ahead and jump inside. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the house, show you some statistics, what I like about it, the differences, the pros and cons of this type of house, so you can get a feeling of what 550 gets you here in Canton. Welcome inside. So Deer Creek and this subdivision was built in the early 1990s, excuse me. This home was actually built in 1991, and they've done a lot of recent updates really over the last 10 years or so. So a lot of modern updates in the early 90s build. One of the benefits of that, we'll show you some B-roll, go ahead and walk around outside and stuff like that before the video is over, so you can kind of see how established the trees are, how established the subdivision is. So this subdivision has always been very, very popular. Deer Creek is a great subdivision. Has been very, very popular for a long time. And because of the age, one thing that I love about this part of Canton, this part of town, or even just homes built in the 90s and early 2000s, is you get that more established subdivision, right? You're gonna get bigger trees, more privacy, a lot of shade. And this home has really leaned into that, which we'll show you in the backyard. They've really done some beautiful landscaping. The flowers are amazing. Everything's really, really pretty here. They've obviously really, really cared for this home between the updates and the yard itself. I want to give you the tour again, early 90s build. And this is sort of like a, I wouldn't say standard, but it's almost like a go-to footprint for a lot of these homes built in the early 90s in this area, okay? So you're gonna walk in, obviously, it's a 2-story home, so it's a colonial home as we refer to it, 2 stories, all the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. And right away, you're gonna look to the left and you're gonna see your formal dining room, which is beautiful. Again, they have it all staged nice and all that stuff. I love the light floors that they recently put in as well too. So the formal dining's to the left, and you're gonna roll right into a formal living space. This living space I think is great. It separates from the main living area as well too. So this can be a more formal space, can be used for a lot of different reasons to sort of separate. I think the difference between a lot of these 80s and 90s built locally here in Southeast Michigan is you don't have like, there's still nice floor plans, but they're not all wide open. And I think a lot of people do like that open floor plan. This does not feel tight by any means. And I really appreciate having the room so much segmented out, at least growing up with a sister that was 4 years older than me. I need to get some space from her from time to time. So I think a lot of people will appreciate that in this house. I love the double doors here and a beautiful office with a double-sided fireplace, which is a feature that was included in the subdivision in a lot of different builds here. Good size room here. The windows have been updated. Tons of natural light throughout this home, which I think is a beautiful feature and really gives it a very homey vibe. This house, like when we walked in, I said, Nick, what do you think about this house? And he goes, it even smells good, right? So they really did care for this house greatly. And this is the type of house that you want to purchase. So if you're looking for $550 currently and you're looking in Canton, this is a great house to jump on. So moving in, they had opened this up. I don't know if this used to be walled off or not, but it's a pretty open floor plan right now. Again, two-sided fireplace. You have the gas fireplace on this side. And I think this is gorgeous. The garden is fantastic. All the landscape they've done in back is just so beautiful. And when they did the renovations, not only did they fully finish the kitchen, but they add a lot of storage space, which matches throughout. So you get this nice free-flowing situation between the kitchen and the living room to be able to kind of bring it all together. So they took the 90s house, they did some nice renovations, and they took their time with it to not only do a really quality renovation, but they really blended it together between the living space as well as the kitchen as well here. So farmer's sink, I love the backsplash. Obviously white is still very, very in. I mean, it's just a really classic look in my opinion. This is a feature that you see a lot here in Southeast Michigan. You're gonna roll right over to a 2-car garage, but this is gonna be your first floor laundry, coat closet, all that type of stuff. So you walk in, kick off your shoes, the garage is this way. And if you want, if you're like me, I love to put my shoes by the front door. They're always stacking up. My fiance hates that. But anyway, you can shut this if you'd like to make sure all your crap stays over here and your guests don't have to see it if you're having people over. It's a great feature. Gas appliances, you know, obviously you got your dishwasher, refrigerator, everything. This has been renovated a few years back. I love the fixtures. I love the look of it. It photographed very, very well for the listing. And I think it shows equally as well in person. The light floors are a nice feature as well too. From here, we'll talk about the backyard, but they have a beautiful koi pine in back, and it actually backs up to a common area, which this subdivision and a lot of subdivisions like it have in this part of town. So you're gonna see these big fields and common areas in these 90s builds and early 2000s that, to be honest with you, you just really don't see anymore. So it's a great feature. Like, it looks like you play football back there or soccer or whatever if you're a kid. I mean, that's like my dream as a kid to back up to something like that. So that's a huge selling point of this home. This home is 0.33 acres, so just under a half acre, really good sized lot in my opinion. But again, backing up to that shared space really makes it feel like it could be a 2, 3, 4 acre lot because of the way that it looks back there. And we'll show you some of that as well. You have a half bath, obviously, for your guests on the first floor, and as well as your bar situation here, as far as your dry bar in between. And again, this flows right back over to your formal dining. Some people are doing some different stuff these days, depending. Sometimes you might see a smaller kitchen table and people are turning either the front living space, walling it off into an additional office or what have you with everyone working from home. So sometimes people are taking some of these spaces, and whether it's this side or the other side, when you walk in the front of these colonials, they're walling it off and doing an additional second office or second study if it makes sense with their dining space and all that stuff. So we'll jump upstairs now. Okay guys, these colonial homes usually are 3 or 4 bedrooms for the most part, and usually either have 2, sometimes 1, but usually 2 or 3 bathrooms on the second floor depending on size. You're under 2,500 square feet, so you're almost always gonna see these standard built at 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. This is 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. So this is the first bedroom. We'll just start here because that's where I walked in first. Decent sized bedroom, you got your closet, everything's in good shape. They have it set up as a sewing room currently. And then on this side is going to be your primary suite with a fireplace as well. You have a gas fireplace, good sized primary suite. And I love this bathroom. They really took some time to renovate it properly. I think Nick might even have some B-roll already of it, but really took the time to renovate it properly. Huge walk-in closet, heated floors as far as the tile heats up, double vanities. I love the tub, I love the shower, and a huge walk-in closet, like I was saying, with the farm door, sliding door as well too. So big closet, great primary bathroom that they updated recently. So these types of features are what brings this house. This subdivision really sells from, you know, high 400s, maybe into high 500s. They're pricing at $550. I would be very surprised if it doesn't even end up selling higher than that. I think we're gonna get a lot of interest in this 2023 market, such low inventory still, that I would be shocked if we don't have multiple offers as a brokerage. Again, Rich Eisminger, shout out to him, our managing broker. This is his listing, so we wanted to go ahead and showcase it for you guys because I think it's a beautiful house. So moving on to the other bedrooms. Bedroom number 3. Obviously, again, you know, your second and third bedrooms, there's not usually a ton to see, but you got your closets, pretty standard stuff here. Decent size though, I wouldn't say they're too tight. Bedroom number 4 actually has the walk-in closet, which is a nice feature. Again, the windows have been replaced throughout. I mean, fresh paint here, it smells really good. This homeowner has done a fantastic job really maintaining this house. It's going to generate a lot of different interest when you get the walkthroughs because it really does feel like home in here to a lot of people. And last but not least, we want to show you the second floor, our second bathroom, which they added a new vanity and new fixtures as well too. You got an insert of a tub, but the new vanity and the neutral colors in here, as well as the decorations, really makes it and screams, you know, new and modern and stuff like that. So before we take off, I want to give you a lap outside. We're also going to take you through the subdivisions, one subdivision. We're going to drive you around so you can see the different houses. And like I said, how the trees are kind of laid out in the subdivision, how things have grown up through the years. So you get the feel of what a 550 price point, really 400 to 600 price point neighborhood gives you, and the different flavors of houses and sort of how this age of house will feel for you if you're thinking about moving to Canton, Michigan. Okay, so we're in the backyard of this beautiful colonial. Like I said, they've really done it up back here. You can tell it's a gardener's dream. They've really done a lot to take care of it. You have the poured concrete, brick pavers, koi pond behind me. I mean, it's very, very peaceful. All the trees have grown up through the years, so tons of shade back here. Like, this just screams like barbecue. Like, if it was up to me, I'd pop open that grill, I'd throw some steaks on, we'd be cracking a couple beers and hanging out for a while. But unfortunately, I gotta work for the rest of the afternoon. So like I said, it backs up to some really nice common space. And from this direction, I don't know, I could probably hit like, I don't know, it might be like a driver, which I can hit like, if I catch it, like 300 yards for those of you golfers out here. But I mean, it is truly like 2-3 football fields that way. It's a really nice feature of this price point. But again, $550 in Canton is a great price point for a lot of people who want to show you what the subdivision looks like, a little flavor of this type of house. Like I said, we talked about it being in Plymouth Canton schools. Go ahead and look up the school districts if you're thinking about moving to town. If you want more information on schools and different resources to get information, feel free to comment below or send us a DM for that. We're happy to provide that as well too. Right off Ford Road, right off Beck Road. Go ahead and look into that on the map if you're thinking about moving to the area locationally of where Canton, Michigan sits. Like I said, if you're thinking about moving to Southeast Michigan, send us a DM, send us a text message, fill out the Calendly link. We can have a quick conversation about your story, your situation, and see if we can learn a little bit more to provide some value to you along the way. Hit subscribe, tap for notifications if you like this video, and if you have any other videos or comments or interest in other areas, please let us know. We're happy to make some more content for you.